Okay, and good morning, everyone from Texas. Good morning to uh, all of you there in the Philippines, and welcome to another episode of today's lesson, Educators Empowering Stories. Again, we're live via YouTube and via Facebook Live. And with me is Teacher Luz. Good morning, Teacher Luz.
Good morning, Alfie, and good morning, everyone. Good morning, Texas, America, Philippines, and all parts of the world who are tuned in now. Thank you for tuning in, and we are promising you an hour full of all the information that will be relevant not only to teachers but for everybody.
Okay, so today we are going to talk about making the most of summer school. So we're going to also give like tips for teachers about this. All right. So to start off, let's just give like a brief overview of why there is summer school. So what is the importance of summer school to students and how teachers can maximize its benefits? Okay. So to be honest, I haven't done any summer school in my 2 years of teaching here. Yes, because I just want to enjoy the summer. I want to have like the complete break. But my co-host here, Teacher Luz, definitely she has experience of having summer school. Okay, so Teacher Luz, so for you, what do you think is the importance of summer school for students and how teachers can maximize the benefits of summer school?
First of all, let us discuss what's the difference between a regular school year and a summer school. So,
Okay.
in my
Mm,
23 years of teaching in Texas and many years of teaching in the Philippines, this is entirely a whole new ball game for each
mhm.
of them. So for the last 5 years, I wasn't a classroom teacher anymore. However, I taught summer school in 2022 because I wanted to boost up my retirement money. Of course,
Mhm.
the goal of every teacher here is to boost up their finances when it comes to their salaries. But over the last maybe 10 or 15 years, I have had previous experiences while I was a classroom teacher in Fort Bend ISD. I had about 3 sessions of summer school. So a regular school, of course, 10 months, right?
Yeah, 10 months.
But summer school, it depends on the district. Some districts offer 6 weeks and some offer 4 weeks. Of course, to
Yeah.
entice teachers to go to summer school and teach in the heat of the sun, of course, in February heat, it's always coming up to 100 degrees more
Mhm.
after June, and then come July, that is always 100 degrees plus. So to entice teachers to come to summer school, the districts, on top of that regular teacher salaries, the districts offer about close to $7,000 for about less than a month of summer school.
Right. Mhm.
Teachers are enticed to come and teach because of the money involved. Plus, some are bored at home. They don't have anything to
Yeah.
do, especially those without kids. They are single, ready to mingle, and so
Mhm.
they would they would want their summer days to be more productive. So they opt for summer school. But going back to the difference between summer school and regular school, a summer school enrollment is by invitation only. I repeat, summer
Mhm.
school enrollment is by invitation only, depending on the performance of the student during the regular year. If they have no problems with academics, they will not be invited because a summer school
Mhm.
is a special funding from the state. That's why they can give that high of a salary to teachers because it's a special fund coming from the state.
Mhm.
So they wouldn't waste the slot for a student who will not need the help of summer school. The criteria for invitation: number one, they are failing academically or on the verge of failing, and a boost from summer school will help in the next grade level, determined by the performance of the four grading periods of the regular year.
Mhm.
The average at the end of the school year, if they are in the bridge of like close to passing but are not passing, they will be invited. This is like a summer school is a boost to help the next grade level. And
Mhm.
number two, if they are extremely behavioral students who will not be like controlled by the teacher at the summer school, because the summer school teacher is not his regular teacher in the school year.
Mhm.
Okay, this is a totally different environment. So whole new set of classes. So now if they deem necessary that a student will not be invited because of serious behavioral issues that will affect other students in the group, they will
Mhm.
not be invited as well. They have to find other alternatives for that student. And three, it has to have a written parent permission form to join. Otherwise, even if they are invited, they are qualified, and the parents opt not to send them to summer school, they
Mhm.
won't be enrolled. And some parents will not have transportation as easy. Okay, they have to have qualify for bus routes if they can't bring them by themselves in cars.
Mhm.
These parents are working, and summer school classes times are different. It's only half a day. It's not a regular school day where we dismiss at 3:30, we start at 7:30. They end classes at 12:30, by which time the parents are still at work.
Mhm.
So transportation is a challenge for them. And the composition of the class cannot be over 15 students at one time.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Just a follow-up question. We're looking at the students right now. So, how about with the teachers? Like in your district, how are teachers selected for summer school?
Okay, so
Yeah.
they have a time frame for blasting out the application period, and they
Mhm.
form a committee, a summer school committee composed of mainly principals, assistant principals, and literacy coaches, those that are district coaches for reading and language arts if the summer school student is for reading, and math coaches if the summer school is for math, because they divide the students into categories like reading or math, and
Mhm.
sometimes both, because of the shortness of the time frame within the day. They have to
Mhm.
combine like shortly. So to
Mhm.
qualify for summer school, mostly the teachers they look for, I was part of that panel before, for
Mhm.
acceptance of teachers to summer school and to
Mhm.
regular school for that matter. One, they have to have an ESL certification, because
Oh.
part of the
Mhm.
summer school program is inviting those English limited students to enhance the language development,
Mhm.
speaking, reading, writing, and language, speaking, reading, listening, and writing, on top of the academic challenges they have had during the year. So those are the two criteria they have to meet. And
Mhm.
teachers have to commit willingness to finish the program. They can't start and say after a week, oh, I don't like it. It's not for me. It's a contract, just like a school year. You have
Mhm.
to you have to start and finish all the way through the end. Otherwise, there may be probably sanctions from the committee or the district. That's
Mhm.
why a very thorough selection is done before the summer school starts.
Yes.
Usually, it's about a month or two before the end of that school year. They already form committees for summer school acceptance.
Mhm.
another committee for accepting the students upon the recommendation of the school teacher within the year. They have to study, is the student qualified? Does he meet all the criteria set forth by acceptance? And then
Mm-hmm.
the teachers undergo interviews as well in the panel, just like a regular school year, where
Mm-hmm.
the committee of selection will call the teacher by probably 15 minutes or 30-minute interview. Of course, the questions will be why you want to teach summer school, how are you qualified, and they look at credentials as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they have orientation training for 2 days or three, distribution of materials, and all the
Mm-hmm.
like, just like a regular summer school.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is summer school dynamics and demographics are totally different, and the class size is a lot smaller. No more than 15. In my last summer school, I taught 2022. Even though I was already an instruction specialist in reading, I don't hold a classroom for the school year. They still accepted me because of my experience with reading and teaching English limited students, and I wanted it. So with the panel, I only had initially 10 students at the first day of school.
Wow.
But
Mm-hmm.
because of the challenges of transportation and the kids complain to their parents at the end of the day, it's very hot. I'm sweating. I don't like to play outside. It's still recess time. There is
Uh-huh.
still a component for recess. Every component of a regular day in the regular school is still met. They have reading, they have math, language, and so on, and writing, and lunch and recess. The kids go home and complain to their parents, I don't like to go back. It's so hot. The
Mm-hmm.
next day, my class, 7 students, three
Wow.
up out. So I had to call every day. The parents send them back and all that. I said, "Oh,
Uh-huh.
I would like my kid to go back, but he doesn't want to go anymore." They are still in bed by 8 o'clock. The class starts at 7:30. The
Mm-hmm.
third day, I only have five
Wow.
students. So I was concerned because, the class may be dissolved.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Don't have enough classes. They may combine the teachers and they may resolve one class. And my
Mm-hmm.
counterpart is a purely Spanish class. So they can't dissolve mine. Mine is a regular English, and his
Mm-hmm.
partner, first grade, my partner is regular Spanish. So it can't be merged. So we ended
Yeah.
up
Uh-huh.
continuing only 17 days, and they can't bear the 17 days of school. So I
Wow.
continued on with five students all
Mm-hmm.
until the end of summer school. And that's very concerning because they
Mm-hmm.
fund the whole class, they fund the teachers, they give materials, everything free.
Mm-hmm. For free.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. So what happens if, let's say, the five? So the
Students.
five students drop out with on the summer school. So what happens to those students?
So let's talk about the teacher first. If my
Mm-hmm.
five students dropped out in the
Mm-hmm.
middle of the program, the summer program, let's say we have 17 days total, and
Mm-hmm.
did not to come on the fifth day, I will be probably transferred to a different class. They may have to get me to float on a class to class to class and help out because I
Uh-huh.
was in contract. I was in contract. They have
Mm-hmm.
a contract. However, if I have no students, there are two things that may have happened.
Mm-hmm.
One, they may tell me I have no students, so the contract is probably not binding since I don't have students. And two,
Mm-hmm.
they may bring me to different classes. And since I have the experience of teacher observations and coaching the teachers, that might happen too, helping them out with lesson planning and teaching small groups and all that. But still, they let me continue with five. Let's
Mm-hmm.
talk about the five students who opt to drop out.
Mm-hmm.
Scenario may be if they did not finish the regular school year successfully,
Mm-hmm.
they may end up in retention and repeat the next grade level.
Oh.
Yes, because the what they need to do, one of the conditions for them to move up to the next grade level is to
Mm-hmm.
boost their academic progress
Mm-hmm.
by enhancing their progress through summer school. And
Mm-hmm.
they have an assessment to take at the end of that summer school period. If they pass the test, let's say first grade, if they pass that first grade test and the criteria for passing is a reading level of 16 through
Mm-hmm.
their development reading assessment, DRA, and that 16, if they don't meet the 16, they have conditional passing at the regular school year. Because here in Texas, the sad part though is if parents would not approve retention of their kids, which most of them won't, we
Mm-hmm.
cannot retain the child.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the Philippines or elsewhere, if they have to be retained, they are retained.
Everything, yes. Yeah.
Here, you have to have the parent signature through several conferences to say that you have informed them of the progress of the child and the child is not progressive and the parent is well aware and approving of retention. If not, then the student moves on, and that's where they fall under the cracks. The
Mm-hmm.
deficit from first grade will carry on to second grade, will carry on to third, which is a star tested grade. And that's why the progress of the students is in question.
All right, so let me read some of the greetings and comments here before we go on a break. From MJ Concepcion, hello teachers. Hi, Miss MJ. From Attorney Eileen Ligot Dizon, good morning, Teacher Luz and Teacher Alfie. Good morning, also Attorney. And also from MJ Concepcion, great information, mga teachers. Thank you so much. We're going for a short break and we will be back. Stay tuned. And we're back. So
Correct.
again, yeah. So again, we're still talking about summer school. So we ended up a while ago with the students and the teachers. Now let's go to like the planning stage of summer school, like in terms of curriculum.
Mhm.
So most likely you know how this is actually formulated in summer school because you've become a curriculum specialist before.
Yes.
So yeah, so how is the process of planning for summer school, especially with the curriculum?
Curriculum wise, it's a short term course.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, less than a month. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like a compacted crash course where the meat of the whole program for within the year is compacted into
Mm-hmm.
probably about 4 hours within the day instead of the regular day. And instead of
Mm-hmm.
10 months all total, you are compacting it to about 20 days for the most part. So can
Mm-hmm.
you imagine the rigor of that curriculum? However, summer school curriculum is totally different from the
Different.
regular school. Although they have the same core courses of subjects, it's entirely totally different because it's not only language development, but
Mm-hmm.
touching on the academic side as well. They have a special curriculum and special programs for summer school instruction. It
Mm-hmm.
depends on districts too. I have had
Yeah.
two districts comparison, and I believe that they are also different in terms of how to approach the curriculum and how to strategize the teacher's instruction and materials.
Yeah.
We have a ton of materials. They, you name it, they have it, because they have no time to search for curriculum materials and look for planning and all that. The plans are already in place. All they
Mm-hmm.
do is execute the plan, implement, and show the progress of the students. And at the end of the period, they also have evaluations for teachers, for students, and assessments as well that will determine whether that student can go up to the next grade level if he passes the test or if he meets the criteria for moving up.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I think it's really probably a lot different because it's shorter. The subjects are shorter and the time frames are also shorter as well because we
Mm-hmm.
compact it to half a day instead of the whole day.
Right. In terms of strategies, is it the same, or do we have like a different um, teaching strategies that we use in summer school?
In summer school, students are either start to be sleepy and
Yeah.
B, start to be fidgety and want to come home because of the heat.
Mm-hmm.
Hot during the summer. So even if they wanted to go outside and play, they can't stay long. So
Mm-hmm.
you teachers have to think of strategies that will invite attention and focus of the students in class. Either they're bored or they want to go home or
Mm-hmm.
they're hot. So now it's up to the teacher to whether sing or dance or do music. Most of
Mm-hmm.
the time, it's a lively classroom. They have
Mm-hmm.
music, they have dances, they have videos, they
Mm-hmm.
have go noodles, exercises, physical activities to enhance the energy of the students, the attention, the focus. Because of the students, they wanted to sleep more because the whole year round they have been waking up early. So
Yeah.
summer, since it's hot, they wanted to sleep in. However, they have to start class at 7:30.
Oh
So
my gosh, that's really.
7:30 comes after doing
Mm-hmm.
breakfast at the cafeteria.
Mm-hmm.
We see students like putting their head down on their desk and not able to write and wake up. So it's up to the teacher to find ways so that the attention and focus of the students will be uh, taken during the class.
Mm-hmm.
It's music, usually it's videos related to the lessons and exciting materials like color
Mm-hmm.
books for first grade, print rich environment in the whole classroom, and all that stuff.
I see. So, um, you mentioned about the media, the use of video. So, technology still plays a role in summer school.
Of course,
Definitely.
yes, definitely. And they have like craft, art and craft related to the lessons. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
when we talk about Cinderella and all the stuff, the teachers have to come up with cutouts, with
Mm-hmm.
the theater, like they do a role play for theater, they do costumes,
Mm-hmm.
anything that will enhance attention and focus. So the creative teacher has the edge.
Mm,
That's
right.
why they have to select the teachers who have experiences with lower grades because
Mm-hmm.
are proven to be more creative because they have to come up with creativity They have to come up with
mm,
strategies to enhance the learning and attention of these little ones, because the attention span of little kids are shorter than the
mm,
bigger kids, than the high school and middle school kids. We have no problem in, like you, sir, Mr. Teacher Alfie. Do you have
mm,
any problem with high school students
yeah,
with attention span?
mm,
So the attention span is more felt in the
mm,
elementary grade levels because their attention is so short. So they
right,
have to come up with activities that will sustain the attention of these little ones.
mm. That's true. Yeah, but even in a high school, like motivating them to go to summer school, it's also a challenge. Like I heard one of my students like asking me like, Mister, do I still need to go to summer school? And then she was asking like, why do I need to go to summer school? Like, can I not go to summer school? But then I'm really pushing that student to go to summer school because I know that's gonna be beneficial for that student, and
Mhm.
I know the effect of that if that student will not go to summer school. So it's also like a challenge. And also I hear stories also in the high school that some students, they also feel sleepy, just like what you mentioned a while ago. They also like sometimes they like delay the task. They don't accomplish the task at once, even if even everything is actually in the computer already. Like we have a high use of technology in our school, so yeah, it's really hard to motivate students nowadays to push them in summer.
Mhm.
So yeah. How about when we talk of support services? So such as the counselors, the administrators, support staff. So
First, I'd
what's
like to
their
mention
role?
that the parents sometimes beg the schools to take their children in because, as you
Mhm.
know, whether we like it or we don't like it, schools are a haven for babysitting. That's the reality of it. And so, parents who have kids opt to bring their children to babysitting or to
Mhm.
daycare, which costs them an arm and a leg. So
Yeah,
if they're admitted to summer school, A, they have free daycare,
yeah.
B, the children learn, and
Mhm.
C, they have free food.
Yeah, I was about to ask that if they have free food, but
And
oh,
pretty
even in summer school. Mhm.
yes, we have had
Mhm.
lots of parents calling, writing emails, sending notes to
Mhm.
please take their kids to summer school and accept them. But however, like I told you, it's by
Mhm.
invitation according to criteria because
Mhm.
it's funded by the state. So they
Right.
have
Mhm.
very good selectivity of students and teachers. So going
Mhm.
back to your question of the support services, they have to have a nurse
Mhm.
because we never know what happens to students in summer school, especially when they are playing outside. And of course, accidents do happen every time. That's why it's called an accident.
Mhm.
Law, they have to have a nurse in summer school. They have to have
Mhm.
a librarian. They have to have support services for janitorial services. They have to
Mhm.
have a counselor. In that short span of time, they have to have everybody on board, just like
Mhm.
a regular school day. They have to
Mhm.
have a summer school principal, and they have to have a vice principal.
Mhm.
Mhm. They have to have a teacher aide. So everybody should be on board just like a regular school. The only difference is time is shorter.
Yeah. Mhm.
For teachers is 5.5 hours, and for students it's 4.5 hours for the day. And
Mhm.
the duration, of course, during the school year, mostly it's no more than a month.
Mhm. Right. All right. We have a question here from Bans Daseco. Can we flash it here? Okay. So, hi. Watching from the Philippines, I have two questions for Alfie, from me? Oh my gosh. Why me? How do extracurricular activities during summer school in the US compare to those offered during the school year in the Philippines? What lessons have you learned from your summer teaching experience in the US that you believe could be applied to improve the education system in the Philippines? Okay, so as I have mentioned, I haven't done summer school because I want to enjoy my summer.
Okay.
Yeah, so uh, well, in my school, we don't have that much extracurricular activities, to be honest, because um, it's us, the campus culture committee, who um, like assigned to create this extracurricular activities for the students, and it is mostly done during the regular school days. So yeah, how about you, teacher Luz? Like, what's your answer to this? Maybe in your district is different.
For extracurricular activities,
Mhm.
most of these activities are done during the school year.
Yeah,
And as we mentioned earlier, it's hot in the summer. And so
yeah, mm-hmm.
extracurricular activities are done outside. And we discourage those activities except recess time
Mm-hmm.
because of the weather of the
Mm-hmm.
year, because the children get sick. And so we are responsible. If 50 degrees and higher, the students stay
Right.
longer,
Mm-hmm.
longer
Yeah.
30 minutes outside. They have
Mm-hmm.
to be inside if the temperature is 50 degrees and higher. So,
Mm-hmm.
as much as we would want to provide extracurricular activities to these kids, and it's not in the curriculum as well,
Yes.
the extracurricular activities should be inside, depending on the lesson
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
depending on the subject matter of the teacher. Like I told you,
Mm-hmm.
maybe doing craft, or
Mm-hmm.
be doing theatrical production, depending
Mm-hmm.
on the scope and sequence of the lesson and the
Mm-hmm.
length of the, let's say, 2 day lesson. If they have to have a theater performance, it has to take time and practice.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, they have coloring, they have cutouts, they have craft, they have
Mm-hmm.
little uh, materials for art.
Mm-hmm.
Extracurricular activities, like you talk about, maybe sports and anything like that,
Yeah.
they are not usually provided during summer school because
Mm-hmm.
of the heat.
Mm-hmm. So it's not like in the Philippines, because in the Philippines, um, what I know is that training for sports, they do that also in summer. But here in the US, like, is it the same?
Uh, if we talk about public school education summer school,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
totally different from a private individual's
Mm-hmm.
choice of summer school programs.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the YMCA and
Oh, mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
UK? These are privately accessed programs of the parents. They pay for them.
Mm-hmm.
Summer school, they don't. And it's totally different. YMCA offers sports and basketball, swimming, just like my grandson is doing that now because he was
Mm-hmm.
invited to summer school. He is an honor student, so he cannot qualify
Ah.
for any summer school program in her school. So what
Mm-hmm.
parents and what I did to give him a little bit of enjoyment and excitement in the summer, I enrolled him in YMCA. Now he's doing basketball camp and basketball and swimming. That's a totally different program. It's private,
Mm-hmm.
accessed by parents, they pay separately, and it's not through a public school system.
Right. Okay. So, let's jump into assessment. Yeah,
Oh,
like providing feedback, student progress. So, how is it done in summer school?
in summer school, there is a weekly progress report
Mm-hmm.
depending on the topics. Okay, so they have weekly progress reports and one general assessment at the end. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a one on one assessment depending on what they're testing. It's
Mm-hmm.
usually different each year,
Mm-hmm.
depending on the new curriculum. As you know, the curriculum in Texas is very dynamic, it's
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
very ongoing. And so
Mm-hmm.
next year, they were thinking of a pilot program where a different curriculum, not different, but enhancement of the old curriculum will be provided.
Mm-hmm.
The summer school curriculum is closely related and a continuation, extension of the regular school year.
Mm-hmm.
Although assessment is different in terms of how to conduct the assessment, they are
Mm-hmm.
still assessing the main component of passing to the next grade level. One on one, it can be oral, can be written, it can be
Mm-hmm.
performance based,
Mm-hmm.
depending on the district.
Mm-hmm. I see. Okay, so we're gonna have a short break. So
Oh,
please stay
yeah.
tuned. Yes. We will be back.
Long weekly news.
Tune in live Sundays 8 a.m. Central Standard Time and Sundays 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Long weekly news.
We
All
are
right, and
back.
we're back. All right. So a while ago we were talking about the assessment, like how assessment is done during the summer break. Now, I just have a follow-up question. Like, how do we communicate with parents, guardians about their performance during the summer?
Okay. It's a must for teachers to communicate with parents on a regular basis. If
Mm-hmm.
it's through an email, we have a 24-hour turnaround.
Mm-hmm.
Are required to communicate back to parents. If they call and we miss the call, we are required to call back. In by whatever means, we have to make sure that we reach out to these parents who are reaching out to us, and we have to initiate the reaching out. It's not just we were waiting for parents to communicate to us. No, it's the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
Teachers are obligated by law to communicate with parents about the progress of their students, whether it be a regular school year or summer
Mm-hmm.
school. There's a
Mm-hmm.
portion within the day to make sure that you call parents and talk to them about anything about
Mm-hmm.
behavior, progress, and everything. That's why the teachers have planning time within the regular day of some
Mm-hmm.
that is for conferencing for parents, especially those who need the most communication. Let's say
Mm-hmm.
they're not progressing at the end of a week and they're behind with assignments. They do not do their homework
Mm-hmm.
and they're late for pickup for buses. That's a cause for some type of alarm.
Mm-hmm.
Parents will be responsible for, and the teachers would have to communicate those information to the parents and come up with a solution, offer a solution.
Right.
When we do parent conferencing, it's like a sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
You praising first, we offer positive feedback to their kids, although we know that the kid is like, ah, we are just so stressed with this kid, but we have to sugarcoat it first and tell the parents anything positive to start off your conversation in a phone conference or a personal conference face to face. Then
Mm-hmm.
talk in the middle, like the sandwich, talk about the problem, tell it straight, matter of fact, and then at the end offer a solution that will be both amenable to the teacher and the parents with the students' welfare first in mind for
Mm.
both. So, by law, we are required to communicate to the parents on a regular basis, whether it
Yeah.
be phone call, face
Mm.
to face, or email. If it's an email, it's a 24-hour turnaround. You
Mm.
have to go back and communicate within the 24-hour limit.
Mm. So it's like in a regular school day that we also do these things like communication with the parents. Yeah. So it's a must. It's still a must in summer school. All right. So this task, like communicating with the parents, doing the grades. So it's also like an added thing to the teachers, right, during the summer. And how like teachers can actually practice self care during this time.
I remember last week that our
Yeah.
topic was the
Mm-hmm.
stressed teachers.
Mm-hmm.
Some teachers will say, "Oh, you did it to yourself. You did summer school, so you're
Mm-hmm.
adding more stress to your life." However, some teachers need it. One, financially, and two, they have something. They need something to do in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
But however, we discussed about distressing the teachers during summer breaks, and so part of distressing the teachers is to follow some of the tips that we had last week.
Yeah, the last week episode.
And then next week, we are going to do coping up with emotional and psychological stress
The
from
stress.
the point of view of the teacher. That's a segue to the last week's episode, and we have a very exciting guest,
Mm-hmm.
Helen
Ah.
Santiago
Mhm.
Gonzalez, and she will be talking about all those things that will also cater to stress of the summer school teachers.
Mhm. Right. Okay. So, yeah, going back to the teachers still, do they have a professional development opportunities before starting the summer school? Like in our district, we have one. So I remember some of my colleagues attended a professional development last Friday. So do these things also happen in summer school?
Yes, we have a 2 day orientation that will also encompass like a brief overview,
Mm-hmm.
bits and pieces of what to expect during summer school. That's
Mm-hmm.
why the selection of teachers for summer school is critical. We have to select those who are already well versed and experienced with teaching and the curriculum. The new teachers probably won't be hired
For that. Mm-hmm.
because of the expectation that the
Mm-hmm.
summer school teacher can very quickly pick up, catch up, strategize, do everything in the quick turnaround because of the shortness of the duration of the summer school. Unlike the regular school year where we offer lengthy professional development by topic, summer school only offers about 2 days before the start of school. And that includes orientation, that includes telling them how to, informing them how to take attendance, how to
Mm-hmm.
uh, communicate with parents, and all that. It's like a quick overview, very briefly. With an experienced teacher, they don't have to be very thorough when it comes to informing them of this and that because they already know. They pick up quickly and they already know how to start their class and do everything. So selection process is key
Mm-hmm.
for teachers to be able to successfully do summer school because we don't have professional development days just like regular year. It only takes us 2 days for orientation. That's a Thursday and a Friday. And on the Monday after that, it's full blast classes.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. So now that we have like we know like how the summer school works, like the process, like the curriculum, the what's this? The assessment and also how we communicate with the parents. What are some other like practical tips that you can give to our teachers who are thinking of doing summer school maybe next year or maybe in the future? Yeah.
Okay, summer school is a commitment.
Mm,
Okay, just like I said, it's a contract based on top of the regular contract in the school year, because we already have a contract that will end at the end of the school year. And this is another subcontract, not subcontract, but another type of contract where you sign up
mm-hmm,
from beginning to end. You have to finish the program. It's a different story when they get sick. You cannot program being sick, and you
mm-hmm,
can tell when you get sick or not. But you have to have a doctor's note or something to the effect that will really tell them that you are indisposed
mm-hmm,
because of your medical condition. However, if there's none like that, you have to commit to the whole program
right.
and equip yourself with the curriculum that you're supposed to teach. Sometimes you only opt for teaching reading, so you
Mm-hmm,
have to have the weapon to teach that on a very quick turnaround.
mm-hmm,
The knowledge of the curriculum is a must.
mm-hmm,
That's why teachers who have less than 3 years of teaching experience on the subject matter or the subject area that they will be teaching will be last to get hired. Only if there are no applicant teachers who meet the criteria
yes.
because of the knowledge of the curriculum and the strategies that they are going to implement on a very quick turnaround.
All right. Okay. So, for our audience here, if you have questions, feel free to still type it in the chat box or in the comment section. We are still here to answer those questions, especially in making the most of the summer school. So, we are here to give you some tips on how you can cope with the summer school.
Mhm.
Okay. So, just some takeaways. Okay, let's have some takeaways with what we have talked about with summer school. So, um, how would you like? What is your encouragement to the teachers who would like to dwell on the summer school or would like to dive in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have to be on the practical side now. Nowadays,
Mm-hmm.
hard. So the enticement that the districts give to these teachers is the higher pay. On top of the regular salary that these teachers will be receiving that in that duration of time, like I told you, probably about 17 to 20 days,
Mm-hmm.
we offer about $7,000 to teachers. That's a huge money. And if teachers have projects, personal projects to deal with financially, that's a huge come on for them. Let's face it, let's be practical. The most reason why teachers go to summer school, I'm not generalizing, but overall, from what we observed before, it's the pay
It's a pay, yes.
that invites them for
Mm.
summer school. On top of the regular salary, just imagine for 17 days or 20, including the orientation days, you will be receiving $7,000 on top of your regular pay.
Yeah. Mm.
Yes. So that's a huge money. How much is that, Teacher Alfie, in the Philippines? $7,000
7,000, I think that's
times.
roughly 400 to 300,000.
See that times.
Yeah,
So let's multiply 7,000 by 57. That is 399,000. So
399.
almost
Kulang
four
na lang ng piso.
na lang ng piso sa 400,000 in about 20 days. Who
Yeah,
would not take?
wow. Mm,
Some teachers are bored as well. They don't have any
mm,
travel plans. They don't have anything to do. They have no kids
right.
to care
Mm,
for. They have
mm,
a relative to go to just by themselves, especially single teachers. They opt to go so that they will get busy at the same time earning a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's enough encouragement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plus, of
Yes.
course, we also take factor in and take into consideration the intrinsic benefits to teachers once
Mm-hmm.
they see their students progressing. And some of these kids are the no English speaking kids when they
Uh,
start the beginner level of English
mhm.
speaking, and they see that at the end of summer school they may communicate a little bit, although
Mhm.
not fluently yet. It's a whole benefit intrinsically for the teachers, especially in summer school.
Right. All right. We have a question here. Wow, can people just apply to teach summer school, or do they have to be a full-time teacher for the whole year to qualify?
Most of the time, the districts would get a pool of
In the
teacher applicants. They call it a summer school pool. And based on the criteria for summer school teaching,
Mhm.
they have to have the teaching experience. I believe last year it's 3 years and above for teaching experience
Mhm.
on your subject area. You
Right.
have to be a teacher certified in the state of Texas if
Mm-hmm.
you are going to teach. Of course, during the regular school year, you have to be a certified teacher as well to be included in the pool of teachers for regular school year.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, if you don't have the certification from the state of Texas, it's either a probationary permit that
Mm-hmm.
will give you on a 1 year basis on condition that you will take the state licensure and you will pass.
Yeah.
On condition that you will have a certification for English as second language instruction and you will pass.
Mm-hmm.
Before, they could do away with no certification for English as second language, which was my uh, like bachelor's degree before. Now it's a requirement
Requirement.
for
Mm-hmm.
acceptance to teaching in the state of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you will receive a probationary permit. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said, you only have a year
Like a waiver. Mm-hmm.
to tests and pass. So, based on those pool of resources for teachers, they will have a pool of applicants for summer school and meet the criteria that I talked about earlier to go and be included in the pool. After calling out the shortlisted applicants, they will call for a personal interview
Mm-hmm.
from the panel, and the summer school principal will head the panelists for interviewees.
Mm-hmm.
And based on that, they will determine the need of the school because not every school will offer summer school. Usually, it's three schools from the district, three or four based
Mm-hmm.
on resources. We cannot open the whole district schools for all summer schools. It's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of resources to waste.
Right. Mm-hmm.
We open about three or four schools in the district for
Mm-hmm.
this, and the students are bused to the schools. If their
Mm-hmm.
home school is not the school that summer school is being offered, they have
Mm-hmm.
bus transportations for free.
For
They're
free.
dropped off in their mother's school and picked up from the mother's school as well on schedule. The bus drivers are busy as well because they have to have routes everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
The school is a busy, busy time.
Right. Uh-huh. Yeah, and some teachers have to also sacrifice like traveling to a different campus
Yes,
because
yes.
of the assignments. It's not the same, right? Like
Hmm.
some teachers would be assigned to a farther school, some teachers like to a closer school.
Yes,
So it doesn't necessarily mean that if you are teaching summer school, you will be teaching in your own campus. Sometimes you will be assigned to
a different
different
campus,
campus.
depending
Yeah.
on which campus is offering. Let's say you're
Mm-hmm.
teaching in campus A, and
Mm-hmm.
A will not offer the summer school for you. You have to
Mm-hmm.
travel to campus B so that
Mm-hmm.
you teach there. But priority is given, I believe, from what I observed before, priority is given to the resident teachers of the
Mm-hmm.
summer school program where the school is.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. So I hope that answers the question of if teachers can just apply to summer school. Well, yeah, the answer it actually depends. So it depends upon your qualification. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm. And I think this is also the perfect opportunity for those who were not given summer school to like review and
Mhm.
apply for those certifications, right? Teacher Luz?
Yes, 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 yes. And that's beneficial for them, not just for summer school, but the more certifications you earn, the
Mm-hmm.
more marketable you are.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, even if you don't need it at the time, you'll never know when you need it because it's
Mm-hmm.
very volatile. There are times like we know the problem for HISD. They're
Mm-hmm.
taking out
Yeah.
teachers because of the NES program, and you will talk about
Mm-hmm.
it more at length when we talk about those schools. I'm not from HISD, you are.
Yeah.
All all the teachers who have more marketable qualifications in terms
Mm-hmm.
of state licensure have a better edge of either staying in that school or being accepted to a different school.
Mm-hmm.
You can briefly touch on that, Teacher Alfie.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the case now in my district. So they're looking, they're also looking at the credentials. They're looking at performance of the teacher. Yeah, so before the process actually of like being qualified for summer school, you just sign up, and if they see that your qualification is there, they get you for summer school. But now it's a different thing. So the the school uh, really selects those who are qualified. So you cannot sign up for anything. You will just get a call from the school. Yeah,
Wow.
because last year that's how we do. Like, they forward this sign in sheet, online sign in sheet,
Mm-hmm.
and then if you get chosen, so it means that you're qualified. But now, so it's them, so it's the admins who really decide for who's gonna be in summer school and who's not.
Oh my goodness. That's so
Yeah.
so stressful.
It's so it's stricter, but in a way I understand because yeah, these students need teachers who are really equipped with the skill uh,
Mm-hmm.
for them to learn in summer school. Yeah.
Yes, because we don't have all the time in the world in summer
Yeah.
school. It's
Mm-hmm.
like a crash course for everything,
Mm-hmm.
just to enhance the basic understanding and progress of that certain student who was invited to come and join. It's like
Mm-hmm.
a one-on-one basis. That's why the classes are sized up very small so that
Mm-hmm.
the teacher can focus more on individual students.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so so we are already like
10
yeah, so
o'clock
we
already.
already consumed the time. Wow, that's like a
Good.
quick 1 hour for us. Yeah. All right. So again what can we like last words to our audience for those who are thinking of summer school and those who are in summer school right now?
Okay, our advice to
Mhm.
parents, if
Yes.
your children gets invited to summer school, grab that opportunity
Mm-hmm.
because not everyone is qualified to be invited by invitation only to summer
Mm-hmm.
school. It's
Right.
beneficial to your children because it will enhance their growth and progress, especially in the language development. Because
Mm-hmm.
normally it's an English limited class. And if it's a regular class, it will enhance their reading, math, and writing. If your kid gets invited, grab the opportunity, sign up quick because
Mm-hmm.
first come, first serve basis as well. For teachers who are eyeing for summer school instruction, prepare yourself for the curriculum and make
Right.
sure that you certify for the subject matter that you wanted to teach as well.
Yeah, and for those who are not selected for summer school, don't be depressed.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Take this opportunity to level up yourself. Yeah. So attend
correct.
PDs. Yeah. So Region 4 has a lot of PDs during the summer.
That are
Yeah.
for,
That
mhm.
are free. Yes, that are free. Yeah, and they have also like courses available, and they also offer a review, especially for those who are thinking of taking ESL supplemental tests.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be beneficial for you guys. So yeah.
Well, yes, we have no more time. And thank you, Teacher Alfie. Thank you, audience.
Mhm.
Thank you for those who are tuned in.
Thank you.
Acknowledged everyone, but we know for a fact that you tuned into us and making sure that you always wait for information from the today's lesson, Educators Empowering Stories.
Mhm.
A teacher, always a teacher. So thank you, Teacher Alfie, and thank you to the Lawin Network and everybody who tuned in today. See you on
Mhm.
the next episode next week. We have a special guest.
Yes, thank you so much, and we'll see you guys on our next episode.
Bye bye.